So when I was appointed to the University of Cape Town, it had already established itself as one of the leading universities in the country and in the continent, in fact. And it was probably in the various ranking systems, which all have flaws and problems, but nevertheless, for what they are, which is particularly a focus on the research strengths of the university, the University of Cape Town was ranked as the top university in the continent. So it was already strong, had a strong research ethos. It's an old university, nearly 180 years old, and as such has a lot of tradition and a lot of conservatism that goes with that tradition, with the sense that we think what we're doing right, the system isn't broken, no need to fix it. And that reinforces a conservatism of tradition and of a particular kind of university. I think it had seen itself in a colonial mode. It was a university modeled on the universities of the UK, Germany. If you look at the architecture of the university, it was clearly saw itself in that mode. And that presents certain challenges to a vice-chancellor or a new vice-chancellor coming in. It had been through an interesting period since 1994, since the South African birth of democracy. In 1994, the vice-chancellor was Stuart Saunders, a white vice-chancellor who'd been there for 15 years already, and he had continued for another 2 years. But after him came Dr. Ramphele, who was the first woman vice-chancellor and the first black vice-chancellor at the University of Cape Town. And she really brought about a lot of changes, quite in many ways shook the institution up as part of the new South Africa. And I think that she was the right person for that moment, but the consequence of that was a university at the end of, in 2000, which needed to be calmed and settled and consolidated. And the Vice-Chancellor who then came in, Professor Njabula Ndebele, was exactly the right type of Vice-Chancellor for what the university needed. I know that if I had been in the running for the job in 2000, I would never have got the job, because that's not my personality. It's not the kind of job I want to do, a job to consolidate and to heal and to be a good listener and to be a good, to mend relationships. That's not, the kind of person I am and the kinds of leadership roles I think I'm better suited to are where there is a need for change, a need for someone to motivate people and to mobilize people to see a new vision and to work towards that vision. And once the institution has sort of changed its course and is buying into that and is making progress, then it's probably time for me to leave. The process of consolidation and settling down is not exactly my forte, perhaps. So I think different styles of leadership are suited for different institutions and for the same institution at different times. Professor Ndebele was exactly right for the 8 years that he was Vice-Chancellor. But coming into 2008, I think the university felt that it was ready for some new vision, some new direction, that it was perhaps becoming a bit complacent in its strength and in what it was doing. And I imagine that is why I got the job over some of the other competitors, because it was just a particular vision that excited enough people in the university.